Alright, today I'm going to be putting the heads on the short block and assembling a few more things. So we're going to just hop right into it. I've got one of them out here already. Just got to throw it on. I'm cleaning up these old valve covers I got off my buddy so I can keep the old engine as whole as possible. I got to throw these dowels in. I got to look to see where those goes real quick. And then I got to clean up the head studs and then we'll be ready to go. All right guys, once you get the head studs out of the box, you need to clean the washers and the nuts with brake clean. Get all the oil and stuff off of them, clean them up. And then I'm gonna go ahead, take the cam caps off, pull the cams out, and then clean all the surfaces. Clean the surface on that with some brake clean, clean this with brake clean, and then we can get the head studs started in the block, get the head gasket on, then slide this on. All right guys, I've also got to put these two dowels in. I believe they both go right here. One here, one here. So I'm just gonna get my dead blow and tap those in. All right, now I've got the head studs in, hand tight. That's all you need to do. And now it's time for the head gasket. And you just slide the head gasket down over there. All right, there we go. Head gasket's on. Now I can slide the cylinder head down over that. All right, I believe we're seated all the way. Now I'm gonna throw the washers over the studs. Now I can put some assembly lube that comes with it on the bottom of the nut. I'll probably put some gloves on for this so I don't just get it everywhere, but get some on the nut and some on the threads as well, which I'll probably have to put the gloves on for that so I can reach down in there. All right, now they're all hand tight. Now I'm gonna go off this torque sequence. If you can read that, it should come with the studs, so you should have your own copy, but that's what we're gonna do next. Okay guys, I had to cut the camera so I could hold this. It was kind of being a pain, but I got the head studs torqued down. Now, I can take some of this assembly grease, throw it on the cam lobes and on the journals. Throw it on the buckets, throw it on the journals. I can get the cams on, then I'll get the cam caps on. All right guys, I got some gasket maker on there where it says to put it. And now I'm gonna go off of this torque sequence. All right, now that that's all in, I can throw new valve cover gaskets on those old covers and throw those on real quick. All right guys, valve cover or the gasket's on. So per Subaru, they say to RTV from this bolt hole to about right there, and from this bolt hole to about right here, I believe. I went ahead and went all the way. I don't think it's gonna hurt anything. So I just went all the way, and then now I'll slap it up there, which my stand's too short so you can't really see anything. But maybe I'll get a new stand one of these days. And I'm gonna throw this on real quick. Okay, I believe the order is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you do it again. All right, valve cover's on. I'm gonna put in the cam seals. All right guys, there's one head on. I'm about to go pick up some spark plugs just so I can get those in so everything's sealed up. But yeah, there's one on. That was very nerve-wracking. But I got it, I hope everything's good. I did almost break one of these bolts off because I had my torque wrench set wrong. So I had to pull it out and I put a different one in. But hopefully everything's all RTV'd up good. Now it's time to hop on the other side. All right guys, off camera, I got the other head on. I just wanted to make sure I could, get everything on there good, do everything right. I got the cam sensor in this side. I'm gonna throw the cam sensor in this side, probably throw the coolant crossover pipe on. Maybe try to clean it up a little bit better. Try to clean these valve covers up a little better. I wish I cleaned them up more before I put them on, but I kind of wanted to get them on and just get everything sealed up to keep all the dirt out. And then I'm still waiting on my oil cooler. I ended up just buying a new OEM oil cooler. I'm waiting on my oil pan gasket so I can throw the oil pan on, header gaskets. And then that's pretty much it for the bottom. I have engine mounts. I might throw those on just cause. And then I'm waiting on a few more coolant hoses and stuff that go over here. And then that'll be pretty close. You know, I'll still have to buy breather hoses and route my AOS and all that stuff, but it's coming along pretty good. All right, here I've got the Street Series engine mounts. I'm just gonna put the heat shields on there. I didn't buy new ones, I'm just reusing my old ones. Pretty straightforward, that's all you do. I'm using the nuts, or I mean the lock washers that came off my old set. I don't know if you have to or not, but I'm going to. There's one. Alright, there they are. I'm gonna mount them on the motor. And if I was thinking about it, I would have just bought new bolts and stuff, but that makes more sense. Boom, right there. I don't know if I'm doing this right, actually. There we go. That looks better. Alright guys, on this, so I'm not 100% ready for this yet, but I'm going to throw it on anyways. But it goes about right there. But the thing is, on this oil pump, I don't know why, but this casting comes out further. So if you can see this, I'm going to have to trim this edge down so it sits flush. The other side will be good, but yeah, I'll have to trim that one side down. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this one. I did trim that bracket, but I spray painted it, so I'm gonna let it dry. So I'll throw that on in the next video. But as you can see, we got both of the heads on. I know I have it covered up, but both of the heads on. You know, we're getting really close now, and I'm starting to get pretty excited. Still got a lot of stuff to buy, a lot of money to spend, whatever. But we're getting close. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.